everyone, and welcome back to Not London Narratives. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about Arsenal. And honestly speaking, Arsenal need Dusan Vlahovic. And I know a lot of people are saying that, I prefer Isak, I want Gyökeres. Some people are talking about Jonathan David. But I'm going to explain to you guys today why I think Dusan Vlahovic, rather than any other player that anybody wants to call, is the perfect fit for Arsenal. So let me start with Isak. Now, a lot of Arsenal fans are saying, I want Isak, this, that, Isak, this, that, Isak. The problem with Isak is that Isak is at Newcastle. And I understand that Arsenal fans will say, we're in the Champions League, we're in this, we're in that. But realistically speaking, I don't think that Isak or Newcastle rather would let Isak go to Arsenal. And even if they would, it would cost nothing short of 150 million, if I'm being honest. Because if the likes of Declan Rice and Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez are going for 100 million plus, then a striker, and strikers are very rare right now, a striker of that caliber, which is very rare, is prem proven, would cost you a lot of money. And aside from that, I think that Isak has shown sometimes that he can play with bodies around him in the penalty box. I've seen him win some headers, I've seen him score some penalty box goals, but I just think he's not realistic, if I'm being honest. And majority of his goals have also come from counter-attack, but I think that also I have to be fair to him and consider the team he plays in. But to be fair to him, I've also seen him score some goals in the penalty box, which is why I still am convinced that he will be a good fit for Arsenal. But do I think it's realistic? No. Especially in January, no. Because Arsenal need a striker tomorrow. Arsenal need a striker yesterday. Arsenal need a striker on January 1st. So, rule out Isak. The next name on the list is Jonathan David, and a lot of people are talking about Jonathan David, and it's expected because he's having some good numbers this season. He's scoring goals in the Champions League. He has 6 months left on his contract, and Arsenal need a striker. So putting 2 and 2 together, you're getting 4, and you're like, okay, we need a striker, just get the body in. But I don't think Jonathan David is what Arsenal need. I think Arsenal need a physical presence. Arsenal need a strong striker. I don't think Arsenal are looking for a striker like Gabriel Jesus that is trying to link up, that is trying to come in from the wings. Nope. They need someone physical, someone strong, someone like a physical presence in that box that is going to absolutely dominate that box and score goals for them. That's what they need, and I don't think that Jonathan David is that. The next player is Victor Gyökeres. I'm not sure if I got the pronunciation right, but pardon me. I have a problem with this guy. Because as much as he's putting up numbers, none of his goals have really been penalty box goals. Like, a lot of his goals have been counter-attack goals. And in a team like Arsenal, where you're holding the ball majority of the time, I'm quite concerned for this transfer, because I feel like it's going to cost a lot of money and it's sort of a gamble. Yes, I know he did well against Manchester City and whatever anybody wants to say, but if you watch his highlights, majority of his goals have a pattern. They are all scored in a certain way, either penalties or running through in transition and with spacing behind, and he finishes his chances. Not that like those are not good goals as well. It's just you have to see how a certain team plays, and that's now sort of break down teams like they did today with Aston Villa, or yesterday rather, because I'll be dropping this video tomorrow. Yesterday with Villa, and I think that a lot of people need to, and I need to explain why I think Vlahovic is the best striker for Arsenal. And I think that I remember when before Vlahovic left Fiorentina, a lot of people were talking about him, and I was like, what are they talking about this guy for? What's there? And I go and watch his highlights, and all these highlights are tap-ins inside the box. And back then I was way younger than I am now, and I didn't understand football very well, and I just thought he was a tap-in merchant. It wasn't anything special. But then the awareness that it requires to be able to be a tap-in merchant is absolutely insane. Today we saw Arsenal score 2 penalty box goals, or yesterday rather, today. But today, yeah, same difference. But anyways, we saw Arsenal score 2 penalty box goals against Villa. The Martinelli one and the Havertz one. And the reason why those goals had two different scorers is because Arsenal don't have a striker. Havertz doesn't have natural instinct to be in the box and be there, expect the ball and do it. Which is why Martinelli is coming in there to do Havertz's job. Now, Havertz is able to get lucky on the second one. We thank God for that. But I don't think, a lot of Arsenal fans will agree with me that as Havertz, as much as he has tried for Arsenal in these last few seasons, he has played way better than a lot of people expected. He's not a striker. And no matter how hard you try, that difference will always show. Because I remember last season as a Spurs fan, when last season Son was playing as a 9 and he was saying it like, I will give my best in this position, but there are certain times you will see that this is not my position. And I think that shows from time to time with Havertz, especially when he's, heading the ball with his shoulder and crazy things like that. So I think Arsenal need a striker. I think that Vlahovic is an amazing fit for Arsenal. Why? I think he's very good in the air rather. And this is something that is a huge plus to Arsenal because Arsenal already have a lot of big players and a lot of players that are very good in the air, and he contributes naturally to their set piece and headers like massively. He's a striker that presses. He has played under Allegri, and you cannot be under Allegri and not walk. You have to walk. So he puts in the work as well for the team. He has good overall play. He has good reputation. Or let me use the word, I don't know if I should use the word aura or reputation, but I think that Arsenal, the reason why I said the only player I feel like Arsenal should bring in on this list aside from Vlahovic is Issa, is because as much as you want to make a signing, I think the position Arsenal are in right now with Saka out and everything, I think it has to be a signing that gets Arsenal fans excited, that gets the players excited, that gets the team geared up. And I think in order to do that, you can't bring in a gamble signing. You need to bring in a big name, like someone that is well known, that people are like, oh yes, okay, this guy definitely makes us better. Like, this is a player that everybody knows. This is a player with reputation. This is a player that walks into the dressing room and you know he's starting every week for you guys. And Vlahovic comes with that aura. Vlahovic comes with that reputation. And he is also a penalty box striker. Like I said, a lot of his goals are from the penalty box. I know there are some goals that you see that he is countering, and that's because he played under Allegri, like I said. But he's a penalty box striker. He's very good in the penalty box, and he can also play counter-attack football due to his experience, some at Fiorentina and some at Juventus. And I think that with a manager like Mikel Arteta, who sometimes can play pragmatically, I think that will come very useful. Because Arsenal are a good defensive side, but the attack isn't exactly the best at the moment. And to have players that can play on the counter is very beneficial. Do you get what I'm saying? So in games where they have to be more cautious, it will really pay off having a player like Vlahovic that can play on the counter. And I also think that he's good at pens. I think Saka is Arsenal's penalty taker. And now that Saka is not available, you people need somebody that's good at pens. So I think Vlahovic is also good at pens, which is another reason why Arsenal need to get him. Like, this is a match made in heaven. They both need each other because right now Vlahovic isn't performing well at Juve. He needs something fresh. And this is a striker that we know suits Arteta because Arteta tried to sign him before he went to Juventus and he wasn't able to get him. And aside from everything, or aside from all that, I think he also fits into the squad dynamic because Vlahovic is at a good age. I think he's about 24 years of age, if I'm not wrong. Let me check to confirm. Dusan Vlahovic was born 2000. Yeah, he's 24. January 28th. So he's turning 25 this month. So he's 24 years of age. And that is around the same average age of the Arsenal squad. So he fits into that age group and he fits into that dynamic very well. Arsenal fans, let me know what you think. Do you think you need something else? Do you think you need a winger? Do you think you need something else? I think that, generally speaking, Arsenal need to sign Vlahovic on loan with an option to buy, or on loan and maybe negotiate the deal if things go out or work out well. And next summer or this summer that's coming, you go out there, add Luis Mendy, go out there and get Nico Williams. You have a front three of Saka, Vlahovic, Nico. You have a midfield of Declan Rice, Zubimendi, and Odegaard. You have a back four of Ben White slash, what's his brother's name? Ben White slash Timber, or Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, and a goalkeeper and Raya. I genuinely think that there's no reason for you guys not to actually seriously give this title a real chance. But right now, considering how hard it is to deal in January, how hard the market in January is, funds, FFP, and all the other factors, I think right now Vlahovic alone would be an absolutely good deal for Arsenal and Arsenal fans. And it's a signing that I think that Arsenal fans will look at and say, yes, considering the limitations of a January transfer window, the club did do their best, because you can't go out there and sign an Isak in January. Do you get what I'm saying? So considering all these factors, they did give us an honest chance, considering the factors, and it won't be something that Arsenal fans will look at and be like, oh yeah, they didn't do enough, like Tottenham fans feel every transfer window. Do you get what I'm saying? So I just think that Vlahovic would do the needful for the fan base, for the squad, for the morale and everything surrounding Arsenal right now. But I'm not an Arsenal fan. Some Arsenal fans might disagree with me. Arsenal fans, let me know what you think about everything I've said. And if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. If you agree with me, please say so I know I'm not saying rubbish. If you disagree with me, let me know your point of view. I would like to know the angle you're coming from. So yeah, if you like what you heard, please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time on London Narratives. Have a lovely day, guys. Bye-bye.